So many times when we work with people and we're trying to help them, guess what we become? We become the parent. We become the expert, okay? So my orientation is I'm going to tell you, you need to go to the gym. Go Tuesday, you know, or you need to go to the gym. Come on, you gotta go Tuesday. One way or another, we move into a parent mode. A coach applies the concept of partnership. You join somebody as a peer, and you're literally in a mode of asking questions. The discovery, the learnings, all of that's happening by the individual, not as somebody that's talking down to you. That is what a coach is. It is a radically different perspective. I wanted to read a few lines to you, and do I not have these as well? Oh. I don't have them up here. Interesting. Well, the bottom line is I can read them on the screen. Okay, I was going to read a couple of these to you. I've talked about a coach's perspective of the coaching relationship. How about on the other side of the table? People that have actually experienced the coaching relationship. Let me look for one of the ones here. I could read any of them. You provide me with space to articulate my thoughts and to hear myself reflect. There was one that I thought was just really kind of fun. Here it is right here. Chris helped me to reevaluate my own goals by leading me to my own answers to the most important question. It feels like the noise volume level dialed down so that your most important thoughts can be heard. How many of us have been in places where it's like, I just can't hear myself think, and you don't have the patience to be able to sit and actually process something? With somebody sitting across from you that truly cares about you, it's a different environment, a significantly different environment. Those of you that were in Kareem's session, who all was were in Kareem's session that are in here? Okay, so guess what he talked about? He talked about an acorn or a nut. As a coach, I've talked a lot so far about process, okay? The way that you look at a person is radically different. In the case of, you either see an acorn or you see the potential of a mighty oak tree. And again, as Kareem talked about, the soil is critical. You know, we get to choose the soil that we plant ourselves in a significant way. Who we spend our time with, what we read, what we listen to, all of those things are the soil that are either going to support us achieving our potential or not. And if you think in terms of the soil that many of us are in, actually, how are we doing? Do we should open the door? Is it hot? Anybody feel like it's too cold in here? Can somebody open at least one door, if not two? We'll make sure that we're doing that. We probably, the fact that we met after the dinner, the lunch here, we probably should be also in the place where we're doing jumping jacks. So actually, you know what? Not jumping jacks, but you want to just stand for just a second? I mean, you guys just came off of lunch, okay? And it's, yeah. Woo! Feels a little good to not be sitting down again. So do whatever appropriate stretches. This doesn't count as your exercise for today. Also, you're being coached, okay? But, okay, if you would have your seats again. I know it felt really good. Or actually, you know what? I will make an offer, and I've done this actually in my corporate environment. Sometimes it's like, I just want to stand for the rest of the presentation. If somebody's in that mode, make sure you're not blocking anybody behind you. But if you feel like you just want to stand, we're not going to go forever here. But if you feel like you need to do it. Okay? So an acorn is a great picture. And what's really fun is I think Kareem mentioned the number of acorns that a mature oak tree can produce. I looked up the number. In 1 year, a mature oak tree can produce 100,000 acorns in 1 year. Over the life of an acorn tree, or an oak tree, 13 million acorns. And guess how many of those acorns would be produced if this acorn stays in my pocket? It has to be planted in good soil. So I encourage you and I challenge you to look at the soil that you're planted in. And as we've talked through some of these concepts about coaching, you can apply a bunch of the things we've talked about to create different soil for the people around you. You can have that influence. And I'm going to use the analogy of those acorns that are produced by the oak tree. They all have the potential to produce another oak tree. There's also, the research I did as well also reflected the fact that the majority of acorns don't ever get planted in a secure, protective ground like a coaching session. The majority of them are eaten by animals. And I won't go down the path of the analogies. There are several analogies that I could use about what happens to the majority of the acorns. But the reality is, for you to become all that you can be, planting yourself in healthy, rich soil is critical to be able to do that. Okay, we're going to hit a few things here. Keys to excellent coaching, real quickly. So if you want to apply these things, one, the first picture is representing partnership. Approach people as a partner, okay? Not as somebody that's looking over them. The second one is go where they're motivated, not where they're not motivated. The third one up here at the top is don't cut them off. Let them be creative. When you ask a question that opens them up, don't rush them to the next topic you want to go to. Let them truly be able to explore. And the bottom one is focus on learning. Learning is so important, and it's one of the distinct differences versus focusing on results. The results will happen when you have a situation where you're providing the right environment. Some of the challenges, real quickly, coming up with our own solutions, and that can be verbally or it can be in our own mind. What's really tough is to ask open-ended questions if you've already got a solution for somebody in your mind. It is really tough. So keep that in mind. The second one is talking about leading questions. Don't you think you should go to the gym this Tuesday? Technically, that was a question, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think you should go to the gym this week? So not asking leading questions. And then the third one is cutting them off. Don't cut them off. Give them space and time to think. It is so powerful when you do that. So the challenge is, I've shared a lot of concepts with you, how a coach is different. I hope you have a much better sense of how coaching is a much different approach than so many other ways that we try to help people. And I believe that coaching is different in the sense that it produces true results faster, and you can have that influence and impact on people's lives. So I encourage you to apply them for yourself and for others. I ran out of time. I got too excited about the stuff that coaching is made up of. I will be around for the rest of the conference if you have questions that you'd like to ask. I have a drawing. If we could bring the drawing basket up here real quickly, we're going to give out 3 things.
Everybody get their ticket.
Yeah, is there anybody that didn't get to put their name in for drawing and would like to?
One person didn't. You want to get?
Okay.
You want to fill it out?
Sure. Yep. Actually, here I've got one extra one
Put your
here.
initials on because we're all here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
We have a couple more minutes.
Okay, so we'll do the drawing quickly when the other names get in. But real quickly, the first one will be for a book called Leadership Gold by John Maxwell. It's a summary of like 30 or 40 years of leadership experience that he's been teaching on. It's a really powerful book. The next one is 5 Levels of Leadership, one of his newer books. It's, again, a really powerful book. And the grand prize is to get to experience coaching yourself. I do 2 free sessions for anybody. This is 4 free sessions. Okay, so whoever gets this one gets 4 free sessions. So, who's going to be our volunteer to draw out the first name? This is for the Leadership Gold book. And the winner is, drum roll please, I don't have my glasses on. Ooh, I like that. Jean Moffitt.
Oh,
Congratulations. There you go. Congratulations. Next one. This does not eliminate you if you actually pull out your own name. Okay. The next one is on the back. Carol Hormel. Congratulations. again, for the coaching sessions, we'll go to the back of the room here and have somebody draw. Want to draw out a name for me? Carol Kormalik.
Oh, no.
So you got two in here, it sounds like. Alex. Okay. Oh, you know what? I bet it got thrown in back at the top.
Throw back in.
I bet
I've
that's
got to go to coaching sessions.
That's right. We'll try one more. Okay, stir these around, and apparently that one made it back way back in.
Yeah, 'cause
I have to hold it a really far distance here. Estelle?
Estelle.
Estelle! Okay, Estelle! Very good. Well, I am going to be around. I have a table back in the room. And so if you have any questions or you just would like to learn more about coaching, whether you want to do it yourself, whether you're looking and you'd like to try and experience a coaching session yourself. I've coached people in Hong Kong. I had somebody in Barbados on Monday and people in California, so I do it by Skype, by phone and everything. And there's a lot of other coaches too. I'm not the only coach. There's a lot of other people. But anyway, thank you for your attention. You have been great. It was after lunch and you guys held up and you made it. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.